when you're selling yourself or your company to a potential client, uh, is there some way you have to tell them you're special? Now, you could say, I focus on the food industry. Is there anything else you
I
say?
go, good look. I've been on both sides of the aisle here. I've been at the table with the executives. I've done that. If you want, a lot of it, but it's 23 years of recruiting that I've done, and that's what you got to rely on. And if you want more, I've been there. Everything you've done, I've done.
Okay, you've actually been a VP of HR. So do you tell them that right away? Do you say, look, I used to be a VP of HR. Now I'm an agency.
It really goes with the conversation. If they start getting uppity, that's when you shoot all the crap at them. Like, you got a degree, I got a better one. You got the experience here, I got a better one. You got this, I know it better.
Hold on, that's with a client? They're fighting with you? I mean,
Well, but sometimes they can get a little cocky. Like the other day, I had one that called me, and we had a candidate that withdrew, and because he has a bonus coming up in March for 75,000. And he said, I can't walk away from it. Me and my wife have bills we got to pay, and you got a son with a law school tuition that has to be paid. So he said, so I'm available after March, but not before. And the guy who's a consultant HR person who's out in Belize, he's like calling me, and he drops the F-bomb on me. Boom, boom, boom. And he just starts saying, what this guy, why did he do this? And why didn't he do that? My whole return was just laughing and saying, bro, I understand what you're saying. I have no idea. I talked to him and he turned it down, but thank you for dropping the
Hold on, Ernie, let me take you to task here. And feel free to jump in, David Enmar. Why did you send the guy out if you knew he had this issue, or did you not know that he had the issue?
We didn't know. What happened was he submitted his resignation, and they said, you have in 3 months, or in March, it's January, right? So in March, you have a $75,000 bonus coming to you. And he says, well, but you got to be here to take it.
Okay, but so the thing is, they're not, so that was a counter offer by them essentially, right?
Exactly. And they went and they negotiated, and the company couldn't come up with anything different. And they were just saying, well, you can be a VP instead of a director.
Okay, but it's worth waiting for the guy till March. It's not that long, is it?
That's what we're saying, but they're it's up to them to decide what they want to do. But the point of it is sometimes people will come at you very strong when you're talking about how you deal with them. And this guy starts dropping the F-bomb on me. I come back and I thank him for dropping the F-bomb, because that's the way I talk. And then I just went into the F-bombs for him. And, and just tell him, do you think, I grew up in the streets, man. I know what you're doing. So don't give me
Really? You talk to him like that?
Yeah. Why not?
Well, you said, look, don't hassle me, or don't talk to me like that.
No,
or
no,
you want to play rough? I can play rough too. Is that
No, it's not. No. I enjoy talking like this. This is the way I talk in reality. Sometimes I got to be very professional, but if you talk like this, I can give you the same crap over.
Really?
And let's go at it, man. But not in a bad way. It's like adding to the punctuation of what you're saying. And we started laughing, and it was cool.
Hold on. So the guy got mad at you because you're candidate.
No, he got mad at the situation, not me.
Okay, he didn't. But you said, Ernie, you said I had to show him that I'm as smart as him. I've got a degree. I've had the position. Don't underestimate me.
He told me, he goes, I can tell the way you came back. You know what you're doing. He goes,
okay. So did you have a rebellious client who was dissing you, and you effectively put him in his place? Is that what you're telling me? David Enmar, do you have any trouble understanding what Ernie's saying? Is it just me?
No, I mean, I understand where he's coming from, because I grew up, I don't want to say on the streets too, but and there's a different way of talking. Like when it's like machoism. It's like who's the alpha male? So he stood his ground, and he let him know what, that who's boss, and then they had mutual respect, and it went away.
You really think that works? I didn't grow up on the streets. Okay.
I talked to a friend. I'm looking for a VP of HR, right?
Yeah.
And I talked to a friend. He makes good money. I said, so what do you look for in when you look for that position, the one that everyone says, I want to be at the table? And he gave me 4 things. He said, I want to be on the leadership team. I want to be ability to have goals, strategy, and planning. I want to have a budget and I want to control that budget, that I control it. And I want to be an equal on the executive team. Okay. So given that, and I said, yeah, you're absolutely right. And this is a guy that used to be, he's a senior HR person now. He used to be one of my HR managers back in 95. But the reality of it is that right there, what I just mentioned is the difference between somebody who's a director and somebody who's a VP. And in our role, we have to do that same thing. We have to conduct ourselves in that same way so that people understand that we're in control too. And we're one of them and we're their equal.
Okay, but how do you put that? You
It's how you
said that
conduct-
you told your guy only when it came up in a confrontational situation, okay?
Right.
But you're not coming in as a differentiator and saying, hi, I'm Ernie. I used to be a VP of HR in the food industry. Now I'm an agency.
No.
recruiter with, 20 years behind me.
You just got to be yourself, and everybody looks you up in LinkedIn. So
Do
you
they?
make sure yeah,
That's
they
what
all
you
look
count
you-
on.
They
Okay.
all look you up.
Okay, but that's after you so you're not trying to get business right on the first call. You're just introducing yourself and saying, check me out, and I'll call you back in a little while. Is that
No,
what
I
you're
won't
saying?
even say that. I'll just talk about, hey, I've looked at your jobs. You have this VP of operations open. I'm interested in filling it out.
Okay, I've noticed that in the past with you. You're always checking to see if they're looking. You only call companies if you see they're looking. Am I right about that? You don't just call out of the blue and say, hey,
No,
I'm earning.
yeah, exactly. But it's really looking at the pain. Where's your pain? You're looking at, if there's a VP of ops that went out yesterday, that's one thing. If it's been 3 months, we're calling, we're talking.
Okay,
and-
so you wait to find the ads that have been there for a while. Is that it?
I look at that and see who hasn't been.
Well, you don't want to compete with their ad response, do you?
You don't want to compete with that, but you also want to know that there's pain, because if there's no pain, they're not going to react and it's not a priority.
Okay, how do you know there's pain? Can't you see what I'm trying to do, Ernie?
No,
I'm
you-
trying to say that if it's gone 3 months already, you know there's pain. So you use the date. How do you determine there's pain?
Because someone else is doing it and you ask them, well, this job's been open for 3 months. Who's
Okay, no, but you didn't. So you do wait. You only go after the jobs that have been posted for a long time. Am I right
Yeah.
about that?
Yeah, pretty much. But if I see something I know and I have a candidate that I know can fill their slot, then I will call them right away.
Okay. David and Mar, if you think I'm giving Ernie a hard time, so it's making hard for him to understand me, please you help me out, okay? Ernie, but let me ask you something. I'm using a different mic today. Everybody said it's working.
It works wonderful. You're coming across very harsh.
Okay,
And
great.
very,
Very critical.
This is the recruiting animal show. It's what it's
I
supposed
know,
to
I
be.
know.
I work them hard, okay?
You gotta keep them in check. See, the same thing that he was talking about.